top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles.
Looking to take the next step? Cleveland State Community College is here to help you define your tomorrow. We've been voted the #1 college choice in your county, and it's easy to see why. Flexible classes that fit your schedule. Learn on campus, online, or both. It's your choice. Cleveland State gives you the freedom to learn when, where, and how you want. Apply now. Spring semester is just around the corner. To find out more, visit registration.clevelandstate.cc or call 423-473-2321. Define your tomorrow at Cleveland State.
Hey, Andy Morris here. Join me along with my co-host on The Drive, presented by Hardees, weekdays at 5 p.m. on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Cleveland and Bradley County's local sports show, weekdays at 5 on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Don't take no style.
Welcome into The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. I hope everybody out there is having a good Tuesday. We got a lot of things going on. And if you're listening to us on I-75 and you're coming north, I'm going to ask everyone a favor. I want everybody to get in the right lane so Mark Smith can get in the left lane and drive as quickly, without getting a ticket now, as quickly as possible, because he's on his way up here. But he flew in. He started his day. By the way, Ephraim is filling in right now as well. So we got Ephraim in here. So Mark Smith began his day in Phoenix, Arizona, flew to Atlanta, got on another plane to fly up to Chattanooga, but there was a little weight issue, so they had to, get the weight proper to where he could make his trip back up to Chattanooga. And, of course, this being Thanksgiving, traffic is heavy. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's real heavy. People are traveling up north, coming down south to see family, and the roads are bottlenecked, and he's right in the middle of it.
Yeah,
so
that's what you get for being, kind of, what is he, a general manager of McDonald's or something like that? General manager of McDonald's. That's what you get when you have to travel all over the world because you're so famous and you have a lot of money.
By the way, I gotta say this: McDonald's is having, the McRib. To me, it's the greatest fast food in the world, and they only sell it at certain times of the year. And so you can ask my wife. I've been to McDonald's probably 3 or 4 times to get me a McRib since they came out. I just love them. I know a lot of people don't like that stuff. I think it's fantastic. But anyway, so Ephraim, I got to ask you a question. So we're talking, I was just talking about McRib. Thanksgiving is coming up. Mm-hmm. Are you, or your family, are you turkey guys? Are you ham, or they do both? Or so I'm just curious, because you got some families out there, they just don't like turkey, and they don't fix it, and they make a ham, or they'll make something else.
Yeah, I can't really speak for the family. I don't know about the family side. I know my grandfather, he likes to cook turkey. Mm-hmm. He likes to do all that stuff and do a bunch of stuff 2 days before, marinate it and everything like that, so it could be good when we get there. As for me, I'm more of a ham guy. I can't stand dry meat. I really can't. I can't chew into the meat and just keep chewing on it and nothing come out. Mm-hmm. Ham is go-to, especially honey ham or something like that. I love ham. I just don't like turkey that much.
Well, I tell you what, and I understand what you're saying, but it depends on who's cooking the turkey. I don't know what my wife does different. Our turkey is so moist. It is. Now we actually we inject our turkey with some flavoring, and I don't know, but the way she cooks it, it's never dry. It's always very, very moist, and it's fantastic. I love turkey, and sometimes I'll eat turkey. I eat turkey year round, so it's not like I'm just a Thanksgiving turkey eater. So.
What day are you having Thanksgiving, Jim?
Thursday.
Thursday?
We're a traditional Thursday in the afternoon, right around noon, maybe 12:30. Yeah, we're traditional eat at lunchtime.
And you'll have leftovers?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to come try a turkey.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, there's nothing better than a good turkey sandwich, but just the reheating, just the other stuff. Like I love the deviled eggs and the casseroles and all that stuff that goes along with mashed potatoes. I'm very traditional when it comes to turkey and Thanksgiving. But I appreciate you being here. And Mark is on his way, so we'll get his opinion on some of this stuff when he gets here. Let's go ahead and get started on the sports side of things. College football and ESPN, they've agreed to move the deadline to to change the format if they're going to make a change to January 23rd. It was supposed to be December 1st. They've moved it back because, of course, they can't get anything agreed upon. That's just the reality of where the SEC and the Big Ten are. But you know what? It's kind of like asking Democrats and Republicans to agree on stuff. They can't agree on anything. So anyway, here's what we got here. The College Football Playoff and ESPN agreed to extend the deadline to determine if there will be any changes made to the playoff format for 2026 and beyond. The new deadline for completing the format and related structural decisions will now move from December 1st to January 23rd, with no decision in sight. The 10 FBS commissioners and Notre Dame will now have more time to see if the Big Ten and the SEC can reach an agreement on the future format. So that's where we stand.
That is absurd.
You
know what else is absurd is that I'm pretty sure Steve Hartline is on the phone right now.
Well, let's get Steve on the line. Steve Hartline are you on the line right now?
Well, yeah, I've just heard so many things to comment on, and I'm so sorry to interrupt your sports broadcast following your Julia Child cooking segment.
All right, Steve.
Or Martha Stewart.
Are you a turkey or a ham guy on Thanksgiving?
I'm more of a ham guy, but here's what I want to get into. Number one, you're injecting your turkey with steroids? What is it, Mary Bond?
Not steroids.
What are you doing?
It's actually a Cajun flavoring, and it tastes amazing. But, man, I'm telling you, my wife knows how to cook a turkey. I mean, it's awesome. But, yes, I inject. I feel like Mark McGuire or Barry Bonds.
I was going to say, your Tommy Turkey's hitting home runs and leads the league at the Gum household, apparently. And then you're telling me that the plane that Mark Smith was on had a weight problem. Hello?
Steve, don't do it.
Am I the only one that heard that? My God.
Oh, Steve.
And then Ephraim calling Mark Smith the general manager of McDonald's when the Smith family McDonald's owns about 40 of those things all over this area.
District manager, my
He's not the general manager, Ephraim, you moron. What is wrong with you?
Hey, Mark had big shoes to fill. Hank, his dad, he was a great guy. Loved Hank Smith, man.
One of the best people of all time. But sadly, his son is not. But anyway, the plane had a weight problem. Really? Come on, man.
Mark is listening to you right now, Steve, and I'm sure he's going to have some things to say once he gets on the air.
I mean, that was some of the greatest radio, and a lot better than what's happening at the station next door to you. That you're injecting your turkey with steroids.
I am injecting.
Then you got poor old Ephraim over there who can't eat meat or whatever, chewing on it, don't know how. And then he calls Mark Smith the general manager of McDonald's.
Mark Smith is the czar of McDonald's.
That sounds better.
The czar, yeah, it's him. And then the plane has a weight problem. I nearly, honest to God, almost got out of my car and started hitchhiking. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you heard what I said.
This is the best 5 minutes of radio in history.
You heard what I said to the people traveling up I-75 on the northbound. I said, please, everyone get in the right lane and let Mark Smith get in the left lane so he can get here. Oh, my gosh.
That is wonderful, wonderful radio. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I just had to say that.
All right.
That's wonderful radio.
All right, Steve.
You guys
appreciate
doing
it,
great.
man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, man.
See you.
By the way, in case you out there do not realize, we got the Empty Stocking Fund that we're going to be doing next week starting on Monday. So, it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, a family, an individual. Listen, donate some funds because it goes towards us purchasing toys for kids that are not as fortunate as a lot of us are. So we do encourage it, but that will begin on Monday on Mix. MixTV.tv, and of course Mix 104.1.
Were we talking about the college football playoff bracket?
Yes. We are talking about the college football.
Steve
so
Hartline.
Anyway, that's the decision whether we're going to stay. And I'm going to ask you this. Right now we're at 12, and there's controversy with 12. There was controversy with 2. There's controversy with 4. There's controversy with 12. It don't matter how big we get. There would be controversy. The teams that are the first ones out are going to be upset. That's just reality. Are you pro staying at 12? Are you pro expanding to 16? Or were you okay with maybe going beyond 16 and up to maybe 24?
I could never do. I'm content with 12 right now. I don't like the way that they give the 11 and 12th person the spot because you could have like a 6 and 5 Tulane win their conference because they would be at the top of their conference and get in that 12 spot. A 6 and 5 Tulane when there's probably like a 10 and 2 team. You think there should be a threshold? Hey, if you don't have a certain record, even though you're supposed to get in, there's a threshold you must meet to meet those qualifications to become an automatic bid conference. I really think there should be, and I love the fairness that they're putting in everything. Having these lower conferences that don't play like the SEC, that don't play like the Big Ten or anything like that, come up and try to make a playoff run. But we saw last year it didn't really work. Besides Arizona State had a good run, but that was because of one player mainly. Yeah, Scatterboo. Cam Scatterboo, which he's a beast on the field. And I hate the fact he got hurt. And I'd love to have seen him play a full season in the NFL this year. Yeah, that was unfortunate. But, you haven't really seen – you look at Boise State, Ashton Genty, they got in last year. They didn't do anything. Really, they lost in the first round. Penn State, you don't see anybody really make major runs. Notre Dame made a major run, but they were good last year. They were really good. They had Jeremiah Love. They had that – amazing coach. What's his name? I don't know his name. Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman. There you go. And so Notre Dame made a big run, but I didn't really see anything special out of that 11 and 12 spot besides Arizona State. I don't think I'm going to see anything good out of that 11 and 12 spot with those two conference champions that are going to get in because the ACC is going to get and I'm interested to see where the the rankings come out tonight, and we'll see what the latest college football playoff rankings will be. I'm curious where they'll have the highest rated ACC team because right now it looks like Miami will be the highest rated team. But right now Miami's on the outside looking in as far as playing in the ACC championship game because they've got 2 conference losses. Yeah. Georgia Tech has 2, right, as well? Georgia Tech, but they've got, let's see here. I've got everything right here. If you'll give me just a second, let me find everything that I've got. Okay, here we go. So in the ACC, Virginia is 6-1 in the conference. Georgia Tech is 6-2. Miami is 5-2. But Georgia Tech would have the tiebreaker over Miami right now. Now, if Georgia beats Georgia Tech, obviously that's not a conference game. I don't know if that hurts Georgia Tech or not. But right now, if it started today, which, by the way, it doesn't, it would be Virginia and Georgia Tech. I would prefer to see Miami get in the ACC championship game and really prove that they are the best team in that league. Frankly, I think they are. I think they are the best team in that league. But, they lost to Louisville and they lost at SMU. How in the world did they lose to Louisville of all time? SMU, I could see that one. That was a road game. They lost at home to Louisville. Louisville's a good team, but they're a good team, but they shouldn't beat Miami. They shouldn't beat Miami with all the weapons that Miami has on offense and defense. With a senior quarterback, Carson Beck. They've got some great weapons. Who played in the SEC league for 3 years, and now he's in the ACC league, dominating kind of. Yeah, there's some mishaps he has. I see that the only games they lose is when Carson Beck throws interceptions. Oh, and he's prone to do that from time to time. He just and listen, I'm a big Carson Beck. I believe in this guy. I really do because you see the talent. But there are times where he misreads a defense and he'll force it into double or sometimes triple coverage. The ball gets intercepted, and it's a killer. Sometimes
and I get it. These guys that have these strong arms, they believe that they can fit that ball in a tight window. And sometimes your arm talent can actually be a detriment because they just believe in it so much. Sometimes you just got to just throw it away because you got elite defensive backs. And I know the SEC is the upper echelon. ACC has some pretty good football in it too. They produce a lot of NFL guys too. So yeah, he has a tendency to do that from time to time. But I think Miami is a really good team. Now the biggest controversy tonight to me is going to be Notre Dame and Miami. We know that Miami beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame's rattled off 9 straight wins since then. But head-to-head has to come into play at some point. And last week there were like 5, maybe 4 slots in between, 4 teams in between Miami and Notre Dame. If Miami and Notre Dame get closer and closer together in the rankings, at some point the tiebreaker has to be head-to-head. And so they're not using it head-to-head. They didn't use it head-to-head last week. They said they were too far away, too far apart in the rankings. But if Miami were to move up 2, maybe 3 slots, now all of a sudden you've got to compare head-to-head. And Notre Dame loses that battle. That being said, now I'm going to ask you, you're an Alabama guy.
I am, yep.
If you're Alabama and you get to choose, you got Miami over here on the right and you got Notre Dame here on the left, who would you rather play, Miami or Notre Dame?
If I'm being honest, I don't think Miami has that great of a running back, and Alabama can't stop the run this year. And so if Jeremiah Love goes up against Alabama, he's probably going to rush for 3 touchdowns, 170-something yards. So I'm more scared of Notre Dame only because of the run.
Same here. You couldn't have said it any better than I would have said. That rushing attack that Notre Dame has, and we all know the teams that run the ball the best are usually the most successful teams.
Yep.
That's just fact. I mean, the stats back that up. It's hard to believe that sometimes you can say if you rush for 170 yards, you're more likely to win than a team that throws for 300 yards. That's just the way it works out.
It was just like the Giants and the Lions this weekend in the NFL, right? The Giants had Jameis Winston at quarterback. I mean, they're throwing for 300 yards. They're doing trick plays all over. Jahmyr Gibbs had 263 scrimmage yards.
Yeah.
And 3 touchdowns for the Lions.
Yeah,
which
and
is
of course,
insane.
he catches the ball out of the backfield, too, which is so dangerous. I don't know if you know this. But I don't know the statistical numbers in college football, but in the NFL, all time, if you take every quarterback that's ever thrown for 300 yards in the NFL, they're just slightly under 500. They're below 500. And the reason is, we understand this, you get behind, what do you got to do? Pass, throw. And you build up numbers, and because you're trying to come from behind. So those numbers are inflated because you're desperate. You're throwing the ball every down, and so the numbers are. But in the history of the NFL, a 300-yard passer all time is just slightly under 500. So it is what it is. I tell you what, Ephraim, let's go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we've got a lot more we're going to get into as far as the college football, and we're going to get into some NFL being Thanksgiving this Thursday. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN. We'll be back after this.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the general manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
Cleveland Tire Center, locally owned and operated for over 45 years. Cleveland Tire, your one-stop auto care shop in Cleveland. North Lee Highway, where the name says it all.
Mix 1041 and Honda of Cleveland are teaming up to give one deserving teacher in our local area the chance to win a 2025 Honda Civic LX. Nominate your favorite teacher at mymix1041.com or on the Mix 1041 app.
Men, when it comes to your health, don't cut corners. At Tennessee Valley Urology Center, they do men's health the right way. From prostate cancer screening and ED treatment to testosterone therapy and vasectomies. Their board-certified urologists provide expert care that's personal, not pushy. TNValleyurology.com. Book your appointment today.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians, $22 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one. Medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com. And, of course, Duracell right across the street from where we're located. Kind of a yucky day, but by the time Thanksgiving rolls around, we should have dry weather, a little chilly. But, hey, it is late November, so, that's what we're supposed to have, chilly weather this time of year. All right. I saw something really cool, and you're going to love this. You being the Alabama guy that you are. This is the Elite Eight, the best Alabama versus Auburn Iron Bowls of all time. And see how many of these you kind of recollect just based off the name. I'm going to say the Kick Six.
Oh, yeah. 2016?
To me, yeah. It's 2013.
2013. Oh, I thought it was
to me, it's the greatest finish to a college football game I think I've ever seen. And I think that includes the Cal Stanford, the bands out on the field. It's just 109 yards with the kickoff. I mean, the return of the missed field goal.
Even that we lost, I don't even care about the Alabama loss there. I care because I'm an Alabama fan, but just how epic it was to win a game on 109 return off of a kick or off of a field goal is just insane.
And what's so weird, if you remember, they put a second back on the clock
when they stepped out of bounds.
So, and it was the right call.
And the announcers, Auburn's going to win the football game. That was amazing. Great environment.
That was all. All right, 2010, the comeback. That was Cam Newton. Alabama was just drilling Auburn.
Yep.
And then Auburn made that furious comeback there in the second half. Of course, Cam Newton went on to win the Heisman Trophy. They won the national championship. But that was because I thought that game was over. I said, Alabama has just ruined Auburn's season. But nope, they came back. 2023 was Milrose Miracle.
That's right. That wasn't that great. I didn't. I
don't get that. All right, 1972. Punt, Bama punt. You ever heard that term?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Okay. I looked this up today. I remember. And it was so ironic because it was Auburn was down by 13 points with like 4 minutes to go in the game, something like that. And they blocked 2 consecutive Alabama punts, and Auburn returned. And the same guy blocked it, and the same guy returned the punt for a touchdown. So punt, Bama punt, 1972. That ranks number 4. Number 5, Bo over the top, 1982. Of course, the game was played at Legion Field. Bo Jackson takes the ball, and he leaps over the top, puts Auburn over Alabama. They win the game. 1985, Van Kiffen. It's called the Kickin' Van Tiffen. And Mark is back. He's finally here.
It's all I've ever seen in my life.
I know. We're gonna get it. Let's finish this. Well, I want to get your. I'm sure you heard Steve giving you grief.
Luckily, it was fuzzy, so I don't know. Okay. He's an idiot too. So.
All right.
He's a bigger idiot. Okay.
I'm sorry for disrespecting you. I'm really sorry.
Okay. 2021, the quadruple overtime thriller. That was Alabama winning the quadruple. That was Young as quarterback and everything. And then 2009, and I don't remember this one, Path to the Dynasty. I know it began the Dynasty of Alabama, but I don't remember anything significant that happened in that game. I think it was just Alabama won, and they went on to their great run under Nick Saban. But that's what that's called. To me, it should have been 7 instead of 8 there. But Mark, thank you very much for listen. Tell everyone your adventure. I'm going to say that your adventure today. You woke up in Phoenix, Arizona.
So I woke up in Phoenix, got on the plane, and we get a note that the Atlanta airport is closed because of thunderstorms over the top. So we figured by the time it's a 3-hour plus flight, what time we get there, it should be done. Well, what happens is like Chattanooga, Dothan, Alabama. Those are what they call Tier 1 places are the first people that are affected by delays because it's a 20-minute flight up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So that got delayed. So the planes leaving Dothan and Chattanooga and all that get delayed. So long story short, the plane is we're going to be at 2:30 instead of 1:30. Then we're going to be at 3 o'clock. Then it's back to 2:30 as they're trying to work this out. So the plane we're supposed to get on, they run out of wheelchairs. And there was about 10 to 12 people that took them 35 minutes to get them off the plane because they didn't have enough wheelchairs to get.
Goodness.
So that started just an entourage. So we get on the plane, and then they had too much weight. So they took 5 people off the plane. And then when we get to Chattanooga, there's a storm over the airport.
Oh, no.
But I got to give them credit. My luggage was there, and it was like the first ones off the thing. And, we had a couple of blips in the traffic, but we made it.
Listen, I knew traffic was going to be heavy. This time of year, people are going up and down I-75. I mean, there are millions of people traveling I-75 right now, and that's just a reality.
The traffic really wasn't bad, other than around the mall where there's all the constructions at. Everybody freaks out,
and then with the road
when it narrows in Ooltewah, and then once people figure it out, then the trucks get in the right lane, and all of a sudden it opens up, and then when you get to the top of the mountain, and it starts to merge, everybody freaks out rather than just everybody taking a deep breath and relax and just.
Yep. All right, Mark. Now I've got you here. I got to get your opinion on what's going on in Oxford, Mississippi, with Lane Kiffin.
Wow.
I've never seen anything like this. Nope. I'm saying this because, and I'm just guessing. I think nobody knows. I don't even know if Lane Kiffin knows. But here's my thing. If he was going to stay in Oxford, I think he would have announced it by now. Now, that's not to say he won't, but I think if he knew he was going to say, he would have announced that by now. But the fact this thing is being drawn out towards Friday evening after the Egg Bowl is when he's supposed to let everyone know, either that or early Saturday morning. What do you think about all
First
this?
off, the backstory is Jimmy Sexton is negotiating with 3 different schools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's playing LSU, Florida, and Ole Miss against each other and to get the best deal for his client.
Jimmy Sexton, for those that don't know.
Jimmy Sexton is Fat Baby, was a football manager at Tennessee, a kid from Memphis that is the premier agent of all these coaches and a lot of players.
And he represents a lot of big
people,
coaches. A lot of them.
I have a Scottie Pippen story to tell you about that later, but he represents all the major coaches in the country, and he's negotiating what's the best deal for his client. So we'll wait and see. So who knows? If you saw the 30 on 30 on the Lane train, I think it was.
I saw that.
It's a great documentary, great piece where Lane Kiffin grew up. He got sober. He stopped chasing all the women. He got whatever, I don't know if he got religion, but he got something.
He cleaned up his life.
He cleaned up his life. His kids put a lot of pressure on him. My son's a junior, up-and-coming senior, so I don't know what influence that may or may not have.
Well, and his daughter's dating a linebacker at LSU.
So,
that's an interesting little sidebar.
So we'll see what happens. But here, we'll wait and see. I mean, I was reading a thing today that he may become the richest football coach in America, and that's what, $14 million?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy
coach.
money.
Well, guys leave the pros to come coach college because that's where the money's at.
Well, and there's a reason you got guys like Diego Pavia and now Joey Aguilar wanting to stay in college an extra year because they're trying to say that the junior college didn't count because they're making millions of dollars. Well, there's no guarantee that Diego Pavia or Aguilar will get an NFL contract. But, man, you're getting paid in college. You don't know if you're going to get paid if they go to the pro.
And
they don't know if they're going to make it.
Well, the clearinghouse will determine how much money you make in the NIL. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing that most people don't realize, that all those deals got to go through the clearinghouse.
That's right. Yep.
And then the clearinghouse will your value, okay? The thing with the NCAA and the NJCAA, I look for them to merge. I really do. I look for that to become one organization so that it'll stop all this crap.
The junior college,
the junior
association.
colleges, it's I mean, and the majority of their rules mirror the NCAA.
Let me ask you this, just your opinion. Do you think that playing in junior college should start your college clock or not?
Yes.
I do too.
Yes.
And I think you and I might be in a minority.
Well,
a lot of people don't. I'm like, it has for 100 years.
So, the thing that they need to do is the 5 for 5. You get 5 years of eligibility in 5 years. And whether you play junior college, Division I, NAIA, you get 5 years.
I'm right there with you.
And here's the problem with the lawsuit, okay? You're an 18-year-old kid. You get out of junior college, now you're 20. So now you're 24 as a senior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're playing against some the premier 18-year-olds. So I that's what I look to see happen. I look for that once the NCAA figures that out, and again, who is the NCAA?
Here's the NCAA. The NCAA is very reactive instead of proactive.
Well, the NCAA, first off, is made up of the member schools. So you want to get mad about the NCAA,
That's true.
You can blame Tennessee, you can blame Lee, you can blame Alabama, Florida State.
There's 666 football playing schools, but there's more than that because there are a lot more play basketball.
But make no mistake about it, 64. There's about 60 schools that run the NCAA. Okay, even though they have all the membership, and it's funny how you have Division I, Division II. Then you have Division III, which is no scholarships at all.
Right.
So, but the way that they try and do that, and some of the different rules that apply to Division III that don't apply to 2 and 3 or 2 and 1, and so.
And of course, Division I is subdivided in football, the FCS and the FBS. Now in basketball, obviously they're not subdivided.
It's all one. It's all one. And here I call it 1AA because it makes.
I know.
So I was interesting to see that the 1AA championship is in Nashville this year.
That's right. Yeah, because the stadium in Frisco is being renovated, so they'll be back in Frisco in next year. But for this year,
the state of Texas put a ton of money into that, and that's how Chattanooga lost it.
Did you ever go to that one?
Oh, it was fantastic.
I used to go every year.
Unbelievable. It was great.
I loved it.
Montana played Colgate, and 4 out of 5 dentists picked Montana over Colgate.
I remember when UMass won it.
UMass.
Didn't they beat Georgia Southern? Or Appalachian State? One of them.
It was a great experience. Chattanooga did a good job. When you got the state, the state of Texas, they got more money than and they can afford to do that. We're Tennessee.
Yeah,
we can't do that.
When Chattanooga lost that, there's 2 things that Chattanooga used to host that I loved: the women's SEC tournament,
right,
and the FCS championship game, and we lost both of those, and we'll never get them back.
The women's you might get back. The women again with what's going on with the new football building, they got to just upgrade a couple locker rooms, and I think they'll I'm sure they're going to bid for it. I'm almost positive they're going to bid.
Chattanooga to get
it was a great tournament. It's centrally located for everybody.
Yep.
And now with the way the Chattanooga airport is, you got plenty of flights, whether you're Delta, United, or American, so it covers the whole basis. So a lot of those schools got
Southwest fly out of Chattanooga.
Not yet.
I didn't think so.
Not yet. But there's always that rumor that Southwest is coming.
Yeah,
so.
I keep hearing that too, and I haven't kept up with it lately.
We'll see what happens up in Knoxville with that experiment, and then if that works, then Chattanooga I think would be on it.
Yeah,
and again. I flew in a couple weeks ago, and there were 5 United planes sitting in the Chattanooga airport.
Is that right?
So if you got 5 planes sitting there, they evidently there's inventory that they're.
Yeah, there's nonstop flight up to was it Newark or New Jersey or
it's amazing where you can go now. I mean, and I fly Delta, so. You got Atlanta, Detroit. I know United goes to Chicago, and they probably go to New York, and then American go to Dallas. I'm sure LaGuardia, Charlotte, Chicago. So
yeah,
and that's where American's hub is in Chicago too. So.
By the way, saw some video from Wrigley Field today. They're doing a little renovation of Wrigley Field during the offseason. Not major stuff, but just minor stuff. It seems like, and that's why Wrigley Field and Fenway Park, those 2 ballparks, because they're constantly keeping them up the grade, and they don't let them deteriorate like what happened to so many old ballparks over the years. I love the fact they're always trying to keep up those ballparks to make them as comfortable and as nice as
Ricketts Park is very nice.
Which one?
Ricketts Park.
Ricketts.
That's Wrigley Field.
Right,
There,
yeah.
he's changed. As a long-time die-hard Chicago Cub fan, when you took the bullpens out, you changed Wrigley Field.
Put them
You
underneath
took,
the
you
bleachers.
put them underneath the bleachers, but you took the character.
And by the way, the Players Association wanted that, though.
No,
Because
they
said yes, they did, because they said there was a danger for players in the outfield running and tripping over them.
The players that I know.
Well,
why did we do that?
Well, that's what I read. That's what I read.
That was the crutch that they used, but they still have them in Tampa Bay. So but here. It's not the same Wrigley Field, and I've said everywhere. The only place I've not been in Wrigley Field is the scoreboard. And someone said, "Oh, you can pay $10,000 to go sit in the scoreboard."
Gosh,
I could think of a better use of $10,000.
Yeah,
besides to go in the scoreboard. So I have no intentions of spending any money to go sit in the scoreboard at Wrigley Field and change the numbers and be part of that.
That is funny. I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some NFL and some. I'm going to ask Mark his little Thanksgiving rituals and his traditions as well. You're listening to ESPN in Cleveland. We'll be back after this.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Cleveland, the all-new Select Flooring and Remodeling is now open at 5555 North Lee Highway. We carry the top flooring brands you know and trust: Mohawk, Shaw, Engineer Floors, and United Weavers. We also specialize in home remodeling and roofing, delivering quality you can count on. Take advantage of 24 months interest-free credit. Come see us Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 2. Call us today at 423-889-3007. That's Select Flooring and Remodeling, 5555 North Lee Highway, Cleveland. From the floors to the roof, we've got you covered.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
This Thanksgiving season, all of us at Honda Cleveland just want to say thank you for your trust, your loyalty, and for letting us be part of your journey. We're proud to be a 3-time Honda President's Award winner and a Carfax top-rated lifetime dealer. And it's all because of you. Right now, we're celebrating with special Happy Honda Day savings. Get more for your trade-in. Finance your new Honda from just 2.99% APR and make no payments for 90 days. That's right, no payments for 90 days, so you can keep your cash for the holidays. And don't miss our true certified pre-owned Hondas too. They're backed by a 3-day return policy, 24/7 roadside assistance, and a powerful warranty. Honda Cleveland, your car, your way, every day. Just off I-75, exit 20, 1 mile east. From all of us at Honda Cleveland, happy Thanksgiving, and we hope to see you soon.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
Imagine this, handheld pizza puffs filled with mozzarella cheese and pizza sauce, topped with buttery garlic drizzle, with either 3 herbs or pepperonis. Well, it's a reality. Little Caesar's Crazy Puffs. Pick them up at 3 locations. Call Huff, Key Street, or McGrady Drive, or order online.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
For over 100 years, Mayfield Dairy has been delivering farm fresh dairy beloved by Southern families. In 1983, Mayfield introduced its iconic yellow jug. The new opaque jug helps block harmful light rays, protecting the flavor and nutrients in milk. Learn more about Mayfield today at mayfielddairy.com. And first off, Mark, I appreciate you coming in today. Andy and Jacob are not here. Listen, the things that Mark went through just to get here, very much appreciative. I do appreciate it, man.
It's my pleasure, buddy. We've been friends a long time.
I know when we met in 1979. I remember because I graduated high school in the spring of 79. I met you in the fall of 79 at McDonald's in the parking lot. Somebody told me that, hey, that's Hank Smith's son, Mark. And I just remember that. I used to hang out there.
Yeah.
I mean, and
so did half of Cleveland.
Half of Cleveland, man. I know it used to drive your dad crazy because we were taking up parking spots and taking up space back then. But
it was part of a great culture.
It was. All right. You said you got a little inside information about Tony Vitello and everything else. So share what you wanted to talk about that.
Phoenix is I was invited to a fundraiser by Tony La Russa, the former manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, the Chicago White Sox, the Oakland A's, through a mutual friend. And so that he was there, and I've got his opinion about Tony being the manager and what Tony has to do to be successful. And Tony said, La Russa said, the first thing is that he's going to have to go in, that he respected Buster Posey, that Buster Posey's a great baseball man.
Mm-hmm.
So he respects his decision. He said what Tony's going to have to, Vitello's going to have to do, he's going to have to go into that clubhouse, and he's going to have to trust. He's going to have to develop trust with the players, and he's going to have to work on that relationship. And he's got to have the trust in the relationship of the players, and that he's got the players' back. Well, everybody knows if you know anything about Tony, he's got your back. I mean, he'll take your back, and I think that the players already know that. But he was saying if and he'll have the respect of the players and the trust of the players, and they will build that relationship, and they'll get along great. And I think having Q be there, Frank Anderson's coming in. I talked to Drew Gilbert back at the Oklahoma game that there was all the guys have reached out and part of it, So there's a lot of people going forward. The new culture that the Giants, they're looking for something new. Mm-hmm. They had the status quo. Okay, they're paying here. They're paying the San Francisco Giants this year are paying $11 million in manager fees.
Wow.
Okay, they bought out Tony's contract in Knoxville. They still owe Melvin $3 million, and then they're paying Tony $3.5 million. So,
that is, well, I never thought about that. I didn't think about all the money.
But
I didn't think about the buyout part of it.
But the Giants are one of the top organizations in baseball. When you look and see what they do in the culture and what they want to do.
You ever been to Oracle Park, by the way?
No, I have not.
I'd love to. It looks great.
It's beautiful.
Check out McCovey Cove and all that. Yeah.
It's in a rough part of town. It's funny. There's this beautiful stadium, and it's just
It's like an oasis in a.
It is.
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
In a questionable side of San Francisco.
Very. So,
but no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Vitello does because we've never seen a college baseball coach jump straight to the big leagues. So this will be an interesting scenario.
Well, David Eckstein was there too. David, who played for the Angels and for the Cardinals, and it killed me. All these Cardinal guys, me being the Cub guy. But he said, it's still baseball, okay? It's still baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Tony will probably drill in more fundamentals to make the players better. Now that they buy in, I hope so. Because if they don't buy in, they won't be playing for the Giants. Because Posey's going to do everything to make Tony succeed. And I think Tony will meet the guys halfway, and they'll develop that relationships. And that's what it becomes down to. Because in most clubhouses, the manager's never in the clubhouse. A manager has an office for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. And, they are in a very difficult division, too. Let's just be honest. I mean, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres, the Giants. Those are three quality teams that are committed to winning.
Well, don't as bad as the Rockies are, don't count them out. They're coming. And that was one of the things.
You remember how bad the Astros were before they got real good?
Well, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, with what the Rockies got coming, and that they're going to be better. They've got a new general manager, so the new organization's going to take a new. Talking to a friend of mine, who's a scout for the Rockies, they're all in. They're all excited. This guy, in the community meetings that they've had, and hey, this is where we're going, and this is what we're going to do, boys. And here, they've drafted very well, okay? You got Jordan Beck, a.k.a. Mike Honcho, in left. You got Dolander. You got Seth Alverson. You got Charlie Condon, who was in the Fall League. And Charlie was at Georgia, couldn't, And Charlie kind of got hurt and got derailed, and Charlie couldn't hit a ball if it hit him in the head. And they took him away for about 6 weeks. Just clear your head, go back up, and Charlie's been unconscious. I mean, he tore it up in the Fall League. So, I mean, that's a kid that's up and coming for them. So the Rockies are coming. So to make no mistake about it. And then, and again, in today's world, you can't miss. Okay,
that's true.
And there are things that have changed in that affect college baseball that people don't talk about. Was the House settlement where it limited 30? You only have 34 scholarships, so you only have 34 players. So when you went from 11.7 scholarships to 34, and that roster went from 40 to 34. So those extra 6 players, it pushes it down to Division II, Division III, junior college, the NAIA. Pushes those players down. So the quality of baseball in this country is about to get really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't know those numbers. Like you just said, they've increased the scholarships, but the total on the roster is going to be just a little bit less. But it's going to be a high quality, though.
But it's 6 players, and it doesn't sound like it's a lot.
But
it's
adds
a lot.
up.
It adds up. It adds up. Mainly in your midweek games.
That's true with the pitching.
Pitching, and so. You're going to see the kids. The more kids are going to be playing multiple positions, and I'm a firm believer that if you play multiple positions, you make yourself available. If you can play catcher, you've made yourself very available.
That's the position. If you can play that, that's the position.
And there was at the symposium, there was Dave Stewart, Steve Stone, who won the Cy Young with the Baltimore Orioles.
Mm-hmm. Most people remember him as a broadcaster with the Cubs.
Right, yeah, and he's a broadcaster now with the White Sox. And Liam Hendricks, the guy that overcame cancer, was with the White Sox and several other different teams. And one of the things they talked about that I asked them about was the one leg or the one knee catching mechanics that most are using now.
Mm-hmm.
They all hate it. And now with the automatic umpire coming, that you're going to see that mechanic go away because catchers can't block balls. You've seen more wild pitches and pass balls because the guys, they just they're there, and it's hard. So are you going to see the old style come back is what they led me to believe in our conversations. So the game is going to get better, and if you can catch and you can play third and you play second, normally your shortstop is the best athlete on the field.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you got somebody that can run the bases. And you don't have to be fast to run the bases. Anthony Rizzo proves that. If you're smart base runners aren't the fastest guys.
That's right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. They can read the pitchers and they get a good jump.
And they know where the balls hit And now with the bigger bases, I mean, those things are the size of pizza boxes.
I know. Yeah, that was a weird thing. All right, let's change subject just a little bit. How long you been following Tennessee football?
Long
Since
time.
mid-'70s?
Yeah.
Maybe early 70s?
Mid-'70s.
I remember Bill Battle. If I do,
Bill
you do
Battle,
too.
Yep.
Okay, that's you're going to love this. My very first Tennessee game in Knoxville, now I'd watched them on TV, was I think it was 77. North Texas State came to Knoxville and beat the Vols. I was there. That was my first game at Neyland Stadium. They lost to North Texas State. Guess who the coach was? Hayden Fry.
Oh, wow.
He ended up at Iowa,
right.
if you remember that. But that's the first time I ever saw Tennessee play, or in person. I watched them on TV, but it's the first time I ever went to Knoxville, I saw Tennessee lose to North Texas State. I'm like, are you kidding me?
My first Tennessee game was 1975-76.
Okay.
Played Notre Dame. Sat in section 00, row 34. So I'm almost.
I don't remember the seats I sat in.
I'm there because it was great, you know, and I think it was 75 because I drove up there, so I had my permit with my brother Hank and we went up there and. You know, and again, I'm a kid from Chicago, and you cheer for Notre Dame, and so.
I didn't think about
you
that.
know,
That's right.
and that was the game where Leotis Burton ran down Vegas Ferguson, and Hubert Simpson scored, I think, 4 touchdowns.
Hubert Simpson was an amazing,
he was an unbelievable,
football player.
a great football player.
Have you ever in your life seen a game versus Vanderbilt, and Tennessee's favored now, but with more? I've never seen one with this much hype. Everyone is interested in Tennessee Vanderbilt, and not just because we're in this area. I'm talking about nationally.
Right.
They're paying attention to this game.
Well, yeah, because Vanderbilt's got a lot on the line. It's the first time that they've been relevant in God knows how long. You have to remember that General Neyland was hired to beat Vanderbilt. Because back in the day, Vanderbilt was the.
They were a power back in the day.
They were, and General was hired. The General was hired to beat Vanderbilt, and now. I'm not sure what the record is. I think Vanderbilt has to win like 57 years in a row.
Okay, here's the all-time record. Tennessee, this is the 119th meeting, by the way. Tennessee leads 81-32 with 5 ties. Unfortunately, there were 2 games that were vacated. So the NCAA recognizes a 79-32-5 record. But still, that's 50.
Forget the NCAA.
49. They have to go 49-0. Vanderbilt next 49 years. Well, you and I won't see the end of that.
That won't happen. They won't run the state. Clark Lee's done a good job. I've known Clark when he was at Bowling Green, and then he was at Notre Dame. So I've known Clark. He's a great coach. Chris Brown, our Cleveland High School football coach, is his roommate in college at Vanderbilt.
And they're getting Diego Pavia, another guy who's playing, which I disagree that he should even be eligible, but I don't make the rules. But he is playing, and he's playing at a high level.
He is. He has played, and you know, but I think that they've given us enough billboard material, and I think last year we spotted them 17 points and blew them out 27-6 after that, or I forget. We just blew them out. I mean,
well, the final was 36-23, but you're right. They jumped out early.
You know, so we scored 36-6. I mean. They're good. Clark's done a good job. They're fundamentally sound. They play good defense. I think Tennessee played their best game ever, or at least under Heupel, last Saturday in the Swamp.
They did play well. They did play, and they could have put 4 points on the board at the end. They played extremely conservative after they got that lead.
But see, he won't be able to do that Saturday because it was funny. We're watching the game at this seminar I was at, and of course I had my Tennessee stuff on, and David Eckstein went to Florida, as you know. That's and it's like he says, call the dogs off. I said, listen, you guys have beat us 59-17. You guys have trucked us. You guys have won 3 games or 2 or 3 games on the last play of the game. We don't have enough points. And my buddy goes, hey, there's 10 seconds left. It's 31 to whatever.
31-11.
31-11. Do you feel good? I said no. When it was triple zeros, I felt great.
I hear you. Listen, you've been burned enough. I get it. All right, I want to change subject a little bit. I saw some people talking about this, the Heisman Trophy. We all know that it's the most hyped individual award in sports, in the United States at least. And there's people that listen, the Heisman's been given out after the regular season for the entire time it existed. There are people trying to say, hey, we should wait till after the playoffs to give the Heisman Trophy. I don't agree neither. I'm like, it's a regular season award. It's a regular season award. Don't change it. give it out, in December. The game. And listen, they even at least now include the conference championship games. So I'm okay with it being given out now. And if the Heisman Trophy winner and his team gets trucked in the first round of the playoffs, then so be it. But I'm against them changing.
There is
the
a curse
Heisman.
that goes with that award, so you have to be careful because not too many Heisman guys win in the pros and win that game when they've won the Heisman for
right.
whatever reason. Okay, I think you get distracted. Everybody wants to talk to you about it. I think leave the awards alone. They give the Davy Bryan Award. They give the Nagurski Award. They give the Butkus Award. They give the Lou Gross Award. Just leave them the same.
I agree.
The
regular season awards.
That's right. Just here. If the Heisman Trophy guy happens to win, I think there's only that I'm aware of 2 people that have won the Heisman that won the Super Bowl championship. I think that's right. It's Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson did win a Heisman.
Plunkett.
And Plunkett, that's right. He won it with Stanford back in 71 or 70, or I can't remember.
So just because you win an individual award, hey, as us Tennessee fans, and we all know Peyton got screwed. There's no other way around it.
No, listen.
I was outside. I was at the SEC championship game.
I was actually at the country club at a Christmas dinner. And it was on, of course, everyone was getting up to watch because the TVs were back there. And when they announced that, man, there were some ticked off people, man. They were upset, man.
So I was with Mike Adamle. He was down ABC. Had
I remember Mike Adamle.
Played at Northwestern and played for the Bears. But he said that they're not going to get voted a Southeastern Conference quarterback 2 years in a row. And I said, he's the best player in the game.
Warfel won it the year before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Warfel won it
here's something, that you fast forward now to the pros. And Brady did win all those championships. Congratulations. But Ray Lewis had the best. Yeah, Brady won those things. But Peyton Manning changed the game.
Peyton Manning was an excellent NFL
People don't realize how great he was and how he changed the games. And you listen to these guys talk. Some of those guys won't give Peyton the credit, especially the Patriot guys. They have a problem giving.
Well, I mean, they're biased. Well, I mean, everyone's
biased. When Ray Lewis goes, Peyton's up there and he's calling out the signals. He says, "Ray, I know that so and so's blitzing over here and you're dropping off in coverage." Okay, I mean the fact that how do you know that? And you listen to the Manning cast, and now I think that's great. I think, and you listen to Peyton as he takes just dissects the game down to hey, this is what you got to do, and he showed the route trees and all the different things. I mean, to think that he's such.
Have you ever heard the story about him and Brandon Stewart? Where Brandon Stewart was a highly touted up there in Knoxville.
Wound up at Texas A&M.
And there was a time where Peyton was. They were both in the football building, and Brandon Stewart asked him, "Say, Peyton, are you watching film?" He goes, "No, I'm not watching film like that." So Brandon left. What did Peyton do? He went back there, unlocked the door, started watching more film. He wanted to be over prepared. Right. He would be so prepared. Even at the collegiate level, and he did the same thing with the Colts and the same thing with the Broncos. Maybe the most prepared quarterback. And Peyton Manning didn't have all the attributes that you look for in a quarterback. He was the quickest guy. He had the height. He had the strength. His arm was good. Wasn't great. It was good. But he had it between the ears, man. And he could probably read defenses better than any NFL quarterback that I've ever seen to this day. And if he had the skill set of a Mahomes, Lord knows what he could have done. But he had it between the ears. That's what you need in a quarterback.
But Mahomes has developed over time, okay? Is if you take a look back at Johnny Unitas and you keep going back, how far back do you want to go? And you see how the game has evolved and the players have evolved in the game.
Yep.
I don't know if Tom Brady made anybody on his team better. Peyton made everyone on his team better.
I would say I'm going to give Tom Brady a little credit and say yes, he probably did, but I mean, he had just an incredible. And listen, and I'll tell you right now, one reason that Tom Brady was as successful is because his head coach.
Oh, there's no question. How great
Bill Belichick was an amazing head coach.
I had that.
I know people hate him.
I've had several conversations with people about had Peyton had Belichick, how many would they have won?
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But they're.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
But what's interesting though is that Belichick has been on the Manning cast a couple of times, and to hear the two of them talk, and they start talking, and when they get into it with each other about, if you're going to roll that out, the Z is going to go left and the Y is going to go right, but the free safety is going to check up on and the strong safety is going to go out in the flat. It's just the mindset of these guys.
I know they see things that you and I can't see.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like a mathematician doing a long math. I'm like, I don't guess what she's doing. That's fine. That's what they're good at, and that's what they've perfected. But anyway, Mark, we have already hit the end of the show, brother. But you will be here tomorrow, right?
I'll be here tomorrow.
Will you be on time?
I will be on time tomorrow.
All right. Hey, we appreciate everyone out there. Hope everyone out there has a great Tuesday evening. We will see you at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Hey, by the way, Lee Basketball follows us here on ESPN Cleveland. We'll be back tomorrow.
Cleveland Tire Center for over 45 years with the best name in tires: Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, and Michelin. Northley Highway, Cleveland. Cleveland Tire Center, where the name says it all.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented